darlings. Welcome to my car. I'm Catherine, and today we are filming our first video for CEO Crochets. Woo! For the first video, I wanted to do something different, but I think this will be just as fun. We are going on our last trip to Joann Fabrics, which, so many mixed feelings. I'll talk about my experience and stuff after I go shopping. It's about 9:15 right now. They opened at 9. I don't know what the sales are gonna look like. Reddit kind of made it sound like they raised the prices and put a markdown on it, so I don't know if I'm gonna get that good of a deal. But today I'm going to look for things that are only at Joann. I'm gonna look at the findings for purses and stuff. There aren't very many other like stores that have all the fabric selection that Joann does. Like Michael's and Hobby Lobby and stuff, they don't have the same stuff. So I'm just gonna go look and see what it's like. The other things I'm looking for is sugar and cream cotton yarn, since I haven't found any other places that stock it here. Hopefully that'll change. And then also the Juicy Couture yarn. I've seen a lot of people talk about dupes, but they don't look the same. So I'm just gonna get what I can. I'm not gonna go too crazy since the sales didn't look that great online. I have so much fabric. I really wish I honestly wish I could like spend more, but I have a really small budget right now. So I'm just gonna get kind of what I need, and hopefully they're open. So I'm in Denver. I don't think they were set for the original closings. So there was like 500 stores set to be closed at first, and now there's 800, all of them. And so all of my locations have been marked as liquidation stores. I'm not really sure what is going to happen, but I thought it would be a good day. Mondays are basically my Sundays. So I thought this Monday, let's just go film our last one. I don't want to be driving around all day. I just want to get what I can and be smart about it. Let's go and see what we can find, and I'll see you there. Okay, there it is. The rumors are true. It's not too empty just yet. As soon as I turn into the yarn. Everything else is like somewhat stocked, but here we go on our search. The problem is I want this, but there's no packaging. Okay, I do love this stuff, so I'm gonna try that one. It's a little Juicy Couture left. Here's what we got so far. I'm not gonna go crazy, and it's too depressing in here. Okay, made it back inside my car. Here we are. I got a pretty good haul. It was a bit busy in there, and I was probably like the youngest person by 20 years, which is always funny, but it was nice to see the worker that checked me out again. She's actually from Indiana, so it was fun to have a little chat again. People in Denver do not like to chat when they're cashing you out, and so I always miss that. I can always tell a Midwesterner from that. But you know, she got me through pretty quick, and like I went through. I'll talk about it when I get home, but it was just very interesting. There were things I was surprised that was left, and a lot of things that I was like bummed that it was gone. But such is life. So I'm pretty happy with what I got. I spent $61. My budget was $50, so a little over, but there were a few things that I just thought like, let's get them. And the sales were pretty confusing. So it did say 40% off, but a lot of it was 25. Like I looked quickly at the receipt. So we'll go through that when I get home. And yeah, I think it was successful last trip. Like, couldn't have asked for more or less. And I didn't get any stuffing, but that's something that hopefully I'll be able to find elsewhere. University Hills. Here we go. Okay, there's still a bit of Juicy Couture, but the black is gone. All right, y'all, that was it. I keep running out of space on my phone, so I'll finish this when I get home on my computer, but see you guys in a bit. All right, welcome back to my home. First, I went to the Lakewood Joann. And that one was pretty picked through. It was just my local one, the one I used to live by. We're gonna go through what I got. I went and did a few other things, and then went to the University Hills location. I was like driving back home on the highway, and I was like, oh, let me see how close this one is. And it was only 10 minutes by the time I got on the highway. I just had to go south instead of north. And went to that one. It was actually a little less pick through, but there were less things that I wanted. So I spent $60 at the first one and 40 at the second one. The 40 will make sense in a moment when I show you what I got. But, you know, $100, like, that's a lot for me, especially right now. And it's just kind of crazy. It was kind of a really weird experience. I'm going to go through what I got and then talk to you guys about like my experience actually working at Joann's. A few years ago, I worked both at Joann's and Michael's. And there are many reasons why I think they went bankrupt. And no one's really talking about it. Especially in the articles that I'm seeing are just pretty misinformed. And all the comments are like, yeah, that's not what's gone on. So I did want to talk about that and my experience, as a lifelong crafter. So, first location, all sales are final. It does look like pretty much everything I got was 25% off. I don't see any 40% on here, which is really frustrating. Because, you know, I think they're taking advantage of the frantic nature of this as well. Because everything is already owned by the liquidators. I don't think any of this money is going to Joann. It's going all to liquidators. So a lot of people on Reddit did say the prices were like raised and then there's a markdown on it, so it's actually not that great of a deal. And looking at this, it's like, yeah, this probably wasn't that great of a deal, which is a little frustrating. Oh shit, yeah, it's definitely not. But we'll talk about it in a second. So the first thing I got, this was the first one I saw. It didn't have packaging, so I went and found one that did have the packaging on it. It's the baby blanket sparkle in Seaside, and this one is sparkly. You can't really see it, but there's like tinsel in there. There we go. It's really cute. And it's kind of like a bluish aqua. It's a little more green than it looks like on screen here. But I wanted to make some dolphins and a few other like sea creatures. And I just made this alien out of the blue, or out of the seafoam green. Is this not the cutest thing? Like, the lighting in here isn't great right now, but this is like the cutest thing I've made for myself. And this one's like more green than it looks like on the camera, but oh, I just thought, oh, I'll get some of the sparkle. It was on my list to get some Bernat, like blue and green. So I didn't get that, but I did get this, so I can make at least a few dolphins. And, you know, but the thing is, like, Bernat I can get elsewhere. Like, a lot of these things I can get elsewhere, so I didn't go crazy with it. So this was originally, it was $12 and 25% off, so $3 off, so it was $9. I think it's usually $9. I think this says $8.99. I think it's usually $9.99. The thing is, like, when I was in there, it was kind of frantic, and once I kind of got all my stuff, I was like, let's just get it and go. I'm not gonna look at the prices. I'm just gonna like take it for what it is. The next one I got is the Red Heart Jumbo Speckle in Jade. I made a few things with the bubblegum speckle, and I know I'm gonna use this, but you can get this at Walmart. This is something you can get at Walmart or elsewhere. And this one was $9.49 originally. I paid $7.12, so it's a little less, because I think I paid $10 for the one at Wally World, but it's really pretty, so I'm gonna get use out of this stuff. This and this, I think it looked really pretty together, and I was like, let's just do a whole blue thing. It's the only color I don't have a stash of. I have a lot of like reds, pinks, a few greens left, and so I just wanted to, you know, do myself well and like stock up so that I can make things for the market that's coming up in April, and not worry about having to go out and buy and source and find and all that. So the next one was this Bernat Baby Velvet. It's in the shade Potpourri. It's just a pale pink, and actually, so I saw they did have Juicy Couture, a few skeins left of different colors, and they had the like blush pink that was like this, but I thought, if this is gonna be hard to find, I don't want to fall in love with something and then like be like, well, I can't ever get it again. And it was actually, the Juicy Couture is a bit more expensive than like this. So this was $11.99 originally. I paid $8.99 for it, so not, you know, about $9. I think it's usually 10. So I don't think I got that good of a deal on it, but I did want to try it because I haven't been able to try their velvet yet. And I've been making a lot of like scrunchies and things like that. And so this looked like the closest to the Juicy Couture. It is a little thinner. But you know, it's worth a try. If it's something that I like, I can buy it again. If not, I'll go through it. I go through yarn now that I crochet like quite a bit. I can go through yarn pretty quickly. Like I had all this yarn that I got when I started working at Joann like years ago. And it was in the back, didn't have the packaging on it, or the label. So I was able to get it, and I made like a bunch of stuff with it recently, and I love this guy so much. This is a snake that I made for myself. I went through it really fast. Like, I had it for years, and then when I started learning to crochet and got better, I didn't realize how quickly I would be done with it. Because I had been saving it for so long, I thought it would last a little longer. But you know, I go through them pretty quick now, and it's kind of nice. I kind of like it. So next was the Juicy Couture. It was originally $9.99 and I got them all for $7.50. So not the best deal, but I am gonna use it. I know I'm gonna use it. I went ahead and got some sparkle. They didn't have the black, and that's all I really wanted. Because you know, if you grew up in the like late 90s, early 2000s, everything was like this black velvet velour, you know, velveteen with like glitter, silver glitter on it. So I did want to get some more of that, but I still have some. I just don't know if I'm gonna make it products for other people. I might just use it all for personal stuff. I went ahead and got 3 colors. I got the red, cocoa red, super greens, and then dusty blush. And these are all the sparkle. So they have like silver sparkle in them. It would have been fun if some of it had like gold sparkle. That's something they could have done, you know, if they kept doing this. But there it is, you know, the Juicy Couture. They did have some, you guys will see the video at the University Hills location. There was a bit more. The colors that I wanted were not there. So I just thought it'd be fun to get these. I kind of don't know if that was the best deal or not. Probably not, but still I'm glad I grabbed it. Because I've been using it quite a bit. The last few things I got were, I got 2 of the sugar and cream. These were both originally $4.49 and I got them for $3.37. So that is not a good deal. I've gotten these for $2.50 before, especially with the coupons. But I went ahead and I got Renegade, which is kind of like a camo. It's much more green than it looks right now. It's kind of dark and like blue here. This is more like a camo. And then I got Kelp, and this one's a bit more green too than it looks like on screen. But I thought these ones would be fun. I've wanted to try the Renegade for a bit. It's not normally a color I'd go for. And then the last thing I got was these adjusters for straps. And they're perfect for crochet. I've used them on a few of my last projects, but these, I could not find these elsewhere. Like even online, it was really hard to find anything that's like a solid bar in the middle. Usually it's adjustable. So I went ahead and got these just because 2 more straps. I already have the hardware, like the hooks and stuff. So this will just be nice to have when I feel like making a bag. But yeah, that was all of it for the first one. The total was $57.30, and then there was the tax, so the final was $61.60, which like is pretty normal for a yarn, you know, haul. But it was a bit frustrating. Like I thought I was gonna get a lot more for that amount of money, but I only got like kind of a normal amount. Every single thing was 25% off. Yeah, like it says I saved $19.11. And I got 9 things. So, I mean, that's not bad, but it's not great. It's not what you would think of a liquidation sale. So we're gonna use it and we're gonna love it, and just be like, okay, we're not going again, you know? So then the last place I went, I only went to the 2, and I only got 4 items here, and which is kind of crazy. I got 4 items and I still spent $40. Definitely not the best sale. None of these were 40% off either, so I'm actually pretty upset about that nothing I got today was the actual sale that they are promoting. But I think we're all used to them not doing the right thing. So anyway, all sales final. So the first thing I got, this is the one. I spoiled myself on this because I've wanted a bigger yarn bowl for a while, and the one that I have is just does not cut it, and it's also wood, so it keeps kind of getting like sort of splintering off and like catching the yarn. So then the bowl is like basically useless, and I should just use like a bag or a normal bowl. So I went and I splurged and got myself a big old pretty pink yarn bowl. It's about the size of my head, but this is the Big Twist brand. It's a resin yarn bowl. I just know I'm gonna use it is the reason I got it. So this was $29.99 full price, and then I got $7.50 off, so 25% off, so it was $22.49, which is still quite a bit, but it's more reasonable than $30 to me. 20 and a bit, you know. because I know I'm going to use it. And so I know people invest even more in their hooks and their bowls and stuff. I would love like a handmade one from someone out here in Colorado. Like that would be really nice. But for now, I think it was good to like treat myself a bit. I'm going to spoil myself, get this. I'm going to make some videos with it. So it'll be more aesthetic. And it matches my painting, you know, it matches my room. It matches my life. I'm glad I got that one, even though I probably wouldn't have got it if it wasn't on sale. Hannah. But then I also got, they only had Free Love in Juicy Couture. They only had it in Sparkle, and I have it right now in the normal. So I still have a little bit left of that, and I'm making scrunchies right now. You can kind of see right there. I'm making some scrunchies, so if you guys are interested in the Sparkle ones, I'm only gonna have about 5 or 6 available, because one skein makes about 5 or 6, and I didn't want to go crazy, so I only got one skein of all these colors. So they're going to be limited, but they're really satisfying. It's like the most satisfying touch. And if you like Juicy Couture, if you like that kind of Y2K, early to mid 2000s, this is definitely it. But there it is, in color Free Love. And so I'm glad I got that one. So I ended up getting 4 of the Juicy Couture, and that's kind of what I went for. I didn't find any stuffing. It was all gone. And it was like, of course, it's probably all gone. But that was kind of frustrating. That's the one thing that I really do need. Because right now I have 1 bag left. There it is. And it's like barely full. So I'm probably going to only be able to make like one or two more plushies with it. But whatever. And then the last things I got 2 more Sugar and Cream. This is the one that I made my first bikini with. It's really funny, the whole story of like how I started crochet. I'll do another video about it. My friend, she's awesome. I know her from beauty school. She commissioned me to make a crochet bikini, and I was like, I have never crocheted before, and she just like trusts me, and she knew, and it is something that I'm really glad I got into. But she's the one who commissioned me on my first piece. I made a whole bikini. I'll put a picture up here if I can find it. Bikini, I made a headband for her and just some other random stuff, but the bikini is what she like paid me for. So then this was the first like yarn that I ever used to crochet too. It was the Country Stripes, and it makes such a pretty, it's a really pretty design. When I saw this there, I was like, oh, I should get that just for nostalgia, and I haven't seen it in stores in the other stores. So this one was at the University Hills, and I'm glad I did because I never go over there. And then I also got I think this is pretty sure, yeah, blue jeans, and this one's actually like slightly softer than like the normal ones. So I got these. This one is like a little bit more. This one's 113 grams, and this one is only like 80 something. This one's 70 grams. So not as much, but I can make like a full water bottle holder with this, and I could probably make one and something else. I just go through these so quickly, and I'll probably also make a dolphin out of it. So got those, and these were the last things I got. Like, it doesn't seem, for the amount of money I spend, it really doesn't seem like I got that much. You know, I got 4 Juicy Couture, I got 4 Sugar and Cream, I got 1 Bernat Baby Velvet, 1 normal like acrylic, and then 1 of the baby Sparkle blanket, and then the adjusters. These are $3.99 and I paid $2.99, so it was $1 off. So yeah, like I could have also waited a little bit because the sales are probably going to be slightly higher at the end. But I wasn't sure when I looked online. It looked like some of the stores I'd already closed on last week. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna go and see what I can get and like not worry about it, not stress myself about, you know, saving $1 here or there. It's like, it's all gonna like kind of even out as well. Because I'm using this stuff, like it's not gonna go to waste, so I don't feel too bad about it. I really want to invest in myself more. Later this week, actually, I'm going to go to the really nice fine art store here in Denver, and then also go to the thrift. It's called Recreative in South Broadway or something over there. And both in Denver, and kind of compare, and I do need a few Prismacolor pencils, and I've been waiting for almost a year to get these specific colors. So I'm just gonna like get it because I have the money right now. Gonna go get it, invest in myself, and those will be for my fine art channel right here. And then if you guys want to know more about me, I just switched from having 1 channel to 3. So we're going to see how that works. I kind of like to experiment. I'm not really too attached. So if something doesn't work out, that's okay, whatever. But I think it would just be really fun to talk about all crochet here. If you want to learn more about me and my like personal struggles and things, I do have my main channel. Crochet really helped me. It's something I picked up after I left a big like relationship. I was with the same person for about 15 years. It was like 13, but it took us 2 years to break up. So I just say 15 because whatever. And for a long time. And so it was something I picked up after separating from him, and it made me feel like me again. It made me feel like this is something brand new. It's just for me, but it's something that I really did for myself, and I'm so happy I learned how to do. You know, it makes me feel less like frantic. I love doing things with my hands, and not having to think about it, because usually I'm doing like fine art where I really have to like zone in, or any of my other stuff that I do, it's not as like automatic. So I can just pick up a project and kind of just go, especially with the blankets where I don't have to count, which I really love. I'm finally finishing those. I'm just so glad that I like got into it. I'm glad I splurged a little bit today. I'm gonna put all this away, and then we're gonna talk about my experience actually working at these places. So here we go. My experience today, and as a former employee. So today was really weird and stressful for sure. I'm glad I went and talked to everyone. But the person at Lakewood was, you know, peppy, but she always is. And it was really nice to say like thank you to her and things like that. It was just really obvious that the company really doesn't care and that the employees do. As a former employee, I can see why they're going bankrupt. Not only is the whole front of the store just like decor, like I said, that no one was really like searching through. No one really seems to buy that stuff. And it's always on sale in my locations anyway. It does bother me, you know, you walk through and you have to walk all the way past all this decor to get to the actual crafting stuff. They don't really like cater to queer people, alternative people, younger people. Only thing I really saw was like the woobles, but it's like $30 for a tiny little crochet thing. And like I get like learning and having this special yarn and stuff, but like $30 is a lot for like a tiny amigurumi. Whereas I can make several out of just one skein of yarn. It just doesn't seem like they're actually catering to the people who are spending thousands of dollars in there. But yeah, as like a worker who was constantly skeleton crew, like I worked at Joann in 2018, I believe, in Louisville, Kentucky. And when I got hired on, I only remember working with like 4 people at most. It was usually 2 of us, 2 or 3, like a manager and 2 employees, which is just, honestly, it's impossible to run a store that way. But the fact that it's been running this way for like more than 5 years and probably longer, like that's a major issue. It's a major issue. Just part-time in general, like all of these stores that are running on part-time and then cutting people's hours and doing U-scan instead of having cashiers, like the profit is all going to the higher up. None of the prices are different. It's not going to employees. And I saw this at many other places that I've worked. It kind of felt like they were just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, getting as much profit as they could out, especially these sales. Like they're taking advantage of the frantic nature of these sales and of their customers who are like, we don't know where we're gonna get stuff, so I guess we're gonna buy as much as we can now. Like on Reddit, I saw somebody spent like $1,000, and it's like, looking at the prices that I just showed you guys, it was not actually a sale. Like I do feel a little bit gypped because I spent just as much as I normally would have. Like there was really no sale. Some of the fabric is 40% off, but everything I got today was only 25 off, which felt like just the markup that the liquidators did. Like there wasn't much savings here, which is really sad. But at both Michael's and Joann, like I said, it was constantly skeleton crew, constantly having coupon issues, constantly having the customers just kind of scream at you for something that you can't control. And it just became like a really unpleasant environment. And, you know I sound like I have a sandwich board saying like end of the world, but there are many issues happening in America with the economy, and the part-timing is a major issue. The insane profit margins that these CEOs are getting, and that like they're just letting these people go. They're just letting them go. I don't know if I mentioned or if I edited out, but all Del Taco closed all of their stores in Colorado over the weekend, and the employees they didn't have any prior knowledge. So they're all out of a job, as well as all the Joann people. Like they were saying, like, I need to find a job. Like, why would I stay with this company that just will let me go? You know, when most of the people working for a company are part-time and they have nothing to lose, like the turnover is super high. There's no benefits. You're barely making enough money to like kind of stay there. There's no incentive. And a lot of people I know working there, the incentive was the coupons. And now they're no longer accepting coupons. They stopped accepting gift cards. So they're like full on liquidation, bankruptcy style. So it is just sad. It's just sad that like, I think the bankruptcy has a lot to do with the way they treat their employees and customers. Also the just crazy decor. But also going in and seeing like Dollar Tree soap and stuff, they do not need to be selling that stuff. It's just crap. It's like crap on crap, which is really frustrating when you're going in and you're going to spend quite a few dollars. Like I've spent several $100s, probably thousands over my lifetime. But I have gone in and spent like $120, $200 before, you know, when I had projects and things. When you're going in and you have to go through the whole store of just like Dollar Tree crap and decor that's not selling from Christmas from several months ago. And it's just like, why is the yarn not in the front when crocheting and knitting is like huge right now? Why are you guys don't have like all the franchised like fabric in the front so people can see, oh, you do have stuff that's cool. Younger people who go in there, we don't want to feel like, one, we're being looked at and being seen as like robbers and burglars and stuff. It's so uncomfortable. Because if you walk out of there with nothing, you'll get stopped. That's happened to me before because I put my keys in my purse and they thought I stole something. I don't know. This is how I live. It happens to me a lot. I don't know if it's because I got tattoos. I don't know what it is. But I'm like, do I look like I've been stealing stuff? Like when I worked at Michael's, we had a guy who would come in and like he would come in without a shirt on and come and get a shirt and leave. Steal a shirt, but it's like, I'm not going to say anything, you know, his material condition must not be great if he's coming in to get clothes. So he just has a fresh shirt, you know? I don't think there's as much stealing as they think is happening. I think that they didn't take advantage of the younger and queer and alternative customer base that they have. I just learned that they were associated with Ribbler. Like, I didn't know that. They don't really like advertise that well. The fact that I go all the time and I didn't know that, and I've been crocheting for like several years now. But there's a lot to be said, and there's a lot of misinformation. All the articles I'm seeing are saying that like no one cares and all this stuff, and it's like everything I'm seeing is that people are like, where are we gonna get stuff? What's happening? Why is this happening? You know, so it's been an interesting experience. I've been shopping there for a really long time. But the other issue is they ran out most of the fabric stores in town only about 10 years ago. Like out in Cincinnati, Ohio, Indiana, we had Hancock Fabrics, and they are no longer. And, like the places for fabric are dwindling. But what's really crazy is that there's a huge rise in crafters and sewers and things like that right now. So the fact that like they're kind of going down while this trend is going up is really interesting. And so I think that's why it felt so weird, is that there are a million reasons why they would have succeeded, and the fact that they failed so hard and kind of all of a sudden is really frustrating. But what I'm hoping comes from this is more and more companies that are relying solely on part-time kind of get called out because the experience is no longer acceptable. The customer service, it's almost non-existent. The price is going up, and then there's less workers. I think people are starting to see there's a discrepancy there. Like, where is all of our money going? I also really hope that this kind of kickstarts more of a local sourcing. And what I'm going to do is try to not buy anything new. I'm going to try and not buy any more new yarn until I use all this, because I still have quite a bit from before. I have one bin of stash yarn, and then what I got today is probably going to be used pretty quickly. But after this, I'm going to just use everything that I have, and then I'm going to start doing thrifting. I think we need to start getting more inventive and start being more resourceful. I told my friend this. I was like, if I have to make yarn out of t-shirts from the thrift store, or if I have to like do something to figure it out, I will, because I'm never going to stop crafting, whether I'm selling it or not. And I've been really inspired by I believe his name is Bernat. I'll put it here. He runs Loose Ends, and I believe he's in Montreal, which is where I would love to live. But he has been like repurposing t-shirts and using t-shirt yarn, and he has his own really cool patterns. And then his style is like loose ends. So there's like loose ends, and it's actually really pretty. I really love it. You know, I want to do that more and repurpose and reuse, especially in the economy and the way things are going. I think we need to stop doing everything new. Like, not everything has to be new, which is hard. It's hard for some of us crafters. We like to have the brand new yarn, the brand new this, that. But I've learned how to clean yarn from the thrift store. I've gotten some really cool things. And I've seen a lot of people taking sweaters apart, especially sweaters with holes and things. It's like you can just take all that yarn and use it for something else. Like, that's amazing to me. There are all these local places that I've never been, that I've kind of just thought was out of my price range or just not as convenient or whatever. And I'm just going to make more of an effort, really. And I think that's kind of the lesson that a lot of us are learning from this, like, just very quick closing, is that we cannot rely on these companies. We cannot rely on these companies, especially the way they've been acting for several years leading up to this. I think there's a lot of reliance on brand new things and companies, and like the fact that they kind of ran the other fabric, stores out of town shows quite a bit. Same thing happened to Walmart. Like, we know we have to stop supporting these just conglomerates that kind of just take and then drop us. But like I said, I just hope that this brings more creativity and more resourcefulness, and that we can all come together as a community. What I would really love is that if we could focus more on thrifting, resourcefulness, and things like that, but then also have places like Michael's kind of focus on having these like larger brands like Sugar and Cream, and just do something to be more sustainable. Like, we need sustainability to be a bigger factor in crafting and in, especially buying new yarn and things like that. And these are all acrylic. Like, this is all, most of it's not natural. So it would be great. It would be great to have these companies kind of say, hey, we care about you. If like I could get Bernat that was less than 100% acrylic, that would be amazing. I also am very sensitive to things. So sometimes I work with stuff and it's like too fake, and then I break out in my hands. And that's been a bigger issue lately, like, because I've been trying cheaper yarn and things like that. But we'll see what happens. This is early days. I'm glad this was my last trip, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna try and scrounge anymore. I already spent enough. I already got enough. I have a full, stash and things like that. I'm just glad I went. I'm glad I went and kind of made a day of it. Thanks for joining me. This is gonna be a new channel for me. I will be sharing like some work in progresses soon. I'm gonna do an introduction that's more fun. I will be making new patterns as well. I'm kind of new to like anything other than someone else's pattern. I've been making these crochet earrings that I really love, and I think people would really like them. And so I'm going to be doing like testing for that, sharing that over the summer. The first pattern I have are pineapple earrings. Keep an eye out for that for the summer and see what I do with all this stuff. I'll try and keep you guys posted. Making long form videos is a lot harder, especially with multiple channels. I'm in school and I do have anxiety, so I have to be in the right mood for this. And today I just so happened to be in a happy, peppy mood. But I hope you guys join me. And if you have any questions or would like to tell me about your experience at your last Joann, I would love to know. I would love to know how your last trip went, how you feel, all of that good stuff. So see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.